For me, the answer to this question for everyone is belief system deconstruction. I actually think that men and women have the same path to take with different jobs to do on that path. We have a tendency to believe that our default settings are somehow neutral, natural, and innate, and we fail to really examine the structures that underpin our ways of relating to ourselves and relating to others. For me, justice and anti-oppression work have been the root and the path that I've followed in my relational healing. We inhabit a culture that really fears and grieves loss. And as a result of that, we have a really hard time making decisions when we perceive we'll be having to give something up. And we have an even harder time letting things go, even if it's to let in new or better things. We fear losing power, we fear losing status, and we fear the punishment that will come if we ever display or demonstrate weakness or overinvest and find that we've invested more than others. This is a symptom of dominance culture, and it's a reality that we measure our success, our power in relation to those who have power over us or those that we're able to disempower. The unlock for my empathy has really been creating a continuous and accepting relationship with grief and loss. And I think this is a mandatory component of the empathy building that comes from understanding the oppressive systems that we live in and identifying the way that capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy, ableism, and frankly, imperialism and dominance show up in myself and in my dealings with others. It's been a hard journey of interrogating the competitive relationships that I've had with women, particularly for the attention of men, or the competitive relationships I've had as ways to demonstrate my self-worth, the ways that I've failed to listen or, used manipulative or even abusive tactics to get my needs met, and to sort of understand and identify the underlying reasons that led me to believe that that was the only way that I could be seen, heard, valued, and loved. Revolutionary writers, poets, and just generally all of the work that I've done kind of understanding liberation politics have deepened my sense of empathy for other people and myself, and really helped me develop an ongoing awareness of the scarcity that causes me to operate this way, and the understanding that that is actually not my default nature. I think it's also important to name too that we live in a world that doesn't really allow us to be safe investing in the reciprocal relationships that we would want to. We have a really transactional and sort of hoarding relationship to resource of any kind, whether it's money or affection or attention or even the emotional investment in understanding someone else's experience. Even the concept of intimacy brings up so much fear in people because they're afraid that the other person will then have a level up on them, will have something on them that they'll be able to use to punish them or harm them down the line. In order to develop meaningful empathy and to be able to access the parts of ourselves that have been harmed by this system, we have to be able to identify the roots of those systems in us and where they take hold and where we are afraid of letting go of the unearned rewards and unearned power that they afford us. And we also have to look around the world and validate the experiences of other people that we have power over. We also have to do this from a place of known and believed inner goodness, right? That we can make bad decisions and we can exhibit bad behaviors and we can show up in antisocial ways, but that the core of us is worthy of love. If we're able to move around with that sense of inner certainty, then we have so much more distress tolerance to absorb, examine, and engage with the pain of others and the pain that these systems and structures have caused us. It also allows us to explore those things safely without feeling defensive, reactive, or dismissive. And I think that's the only way that we can change our own behavior, change our own relationships, and create a world that allows the level of transformation needed for all of us to heal.